2 through 3s and F&M bullets to rip through tissue. Better say your last goodbyes, cause your fam gon' miss you. A shooting star, so them headshots is not gon' miss you. A young coach, so I'm playing games with her mental.
Another reaction. This time we have a reaction from a show, actually. It's called Tales from the Tour Bus. This is Waylon and Johnny Cash episode, and this whole season has been a pretty good season. I mean, it's old, but all the seasons are pretty good. I haven't seen all of them, but let's react to this part of the Waylon and Johnny Cash. Let's get into it.
Been in town maybe a few months. Waylon come back there and parked in front of the place and started walking up the sidewalk, and this guy walked down and was standing there on the stoop, and I looked up and there was Cowboy Jack Clement. I was already a big fan of his. He had produced that Cash album, Trail of Tears. I loved that album. I said, Jack Clements. Hi, I'm Richie Albright, Waylon's drummer. Pleased to meet you. And he grabbed my hand, started shaking and turned around. Then he kept shaking my hand. Finally, he said, nice to meet you. And he turned around and went back upstairs. And we followed him.
Cowboy Jack Clement was a producer and engineer for Sam Phillips at Sun Records. He'd recorded Elvis Presley, Carl Perkins, Jerry Lee Lewis, and Johnny Cash.
When I was about 10 or 11, that was the first time I met Johnny Cash. And him and Dad showed up, and when they hit that door, they hit it like pinballs. They were bouncing off the walls. I thought they were just nervous.
Nobody took as many pills as Waylon. Nobody could, except maybe Johnny Cash.
Waylon and Johnny Cash got an apartment together, and Johnny would try to make breakfast with that black suit on and making biscuits with flour all over everything. They were both taking a lot of pills and trying to hide it from one another.
Cash ran out one time, and Dad had just got enough money to buy him a new Cadillac. And Cash just knew that he had some pills hidden in the glove box or in behind the whole dashboard. And he went out there and didn't have keys or nothing, tore into the car, tore that side of the console completely out.
He thought there was pills in there, but there wasn't. I told Waylon a good place to hide them, and that's to take the light switch out and drop them down the wall. So he did that. He'd come back to me later and he said, well, how do I get them out? I said, well, you gotta knock a hole in the wall down at the bottom. When you really want them, you gotta do that.
It was like Van Gogh and Gauguin when they were roommates, where Gauguin had a better commercial eye for what was happening. That would be Johnny Cash. And yet, he's another one that couldn't get a record deal in Nashville. It's incredible, isn't it? They've said of Van Gogh and Gauguin that Gauguin loved the sunshine for painting, but Van Gogh loved the sun, and he got too close to it sometimes. That's Waylon.
I remember we were on tour across Canada, and Waylon was fixing to go on stage, and I saw him reach in his pocket, take a whole handful of pills. I said, whoa, I said, how many of those pills do you think you take a day? 5, 6, he said, 30. I said, 30, holy shit.
Nashville ran on amphetamines. I mean, this whole town was just, everybody had a bottle of pills. We got to the point we had to get back out on the road to get some rest. You never slept when you were in town.
And an advisor of sorts.
The spiritual leader of the time, the angel on Waylon's shoulder.
And that was Tales from the Tour Bus, Waylon and Johnny Cash. I didn't see this episode, but I'm gonna check up on this episode because I'm pretty sure it was pretty funny. But these are interesting facts that these guys went through in animation form that their peers are talking about. So like, comment, subscribe, share.
2 through 3s and F&M bullets to rip through tissue. Better say your last goodbyes, cause your fam gon' miss you. A shooting star, so them headshots is not gon' miss you. A young coach, so I'm playing games with her mental.